girl somewhere to be found in a little South American border town. But she's caught the eye of some douchey American. They've never met in real life, but he thinks that someday she'll be his wife. She doesn't want him, she's already moved on. But don't cry for James, Argentina, he's done enough himself. He lost his woman that he never had to a British man of wealth. Don't cry for James, Argentina, he's done enough of that. So when he tries to cross the border, they'll just have to send him back. I know that it must be hard to see her with a man that can do the job and love her in that special way. You say you hate her, but you still love her too. What's a crazy guy like you gonna do? Are the voices in your head, are they gonna drive you insane? Every day, all day you argue online. In comment sections you're losing your mind. Instead of just moving on like she did, you're acting like you don't have any choice. Always blame Adonis, Paul, or Royce. But now some other guys inside Ileana. But don't cry for James, Argentina.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the LolCow Ranch. I'm your host, Governor Rocknar, and we don't have a big show tonight. We do have James Robert Clark III. We do have Mary Barone Adrasdea. We also have Andrew Ditch waiting. You know, I want to make sure that he's happy, you know, because he had to kind of clean himself up to. Eee. I'm not that armpit's not looking too good there, Andrew. You need to kind of get that checked. Okay, so we don't have much of a show, but we're gonna kind of get this done as pretty quickly as possible here. And hey ASDSS, Riva, Sacktown Steelers fan, Jeff Vader, Alicia Militia, welcome to our show. And I'm gonna go right into the first of the two videos we got. If I can get my karate instructor to agree to host the match. Okay, because James does not want any kind of venue that he considers to be a threat. He wants a venue that he can be in control of. So let's listen.
Okay, AP, you think I'm afraid of your fists?
Mm-hmm.
If I can get my karate instructor to agree to host this ridiculousness at my dojang.
At your dojang? James, did you try to combine the words dojo and dong and somehow it came dojang?
Do you agree to it? Do you agree now Royce has to get the waivers ready. Do you agree if I can get him to agree to host the fight at his dojang? Okay, probably on a Sunday. Do you agree to fight me in a full contact, continuous contact, bare knuckle, barefoot fight?
You basically want a tough guy match. That's Sam and I, we were watching this video earlier. You want a tough guy match, basically. So
if I can get him to agree to that. He probably won't, because at this point, this is ridiculous, and he probably wouldn't want the bad reputation for his school. But if he agrees to it, would you accept that challenge?
Doesn't matter if he accepts to the challenge. You'll just find a way to back out of it. That's what you're doing now. This you are doing Tonka Saw 2.0 right now. Tonka Clark. That's what AP's calling you. He's calling you Tonka Clark.
I'm asking you right now. Now, I have no problem whipping your ass in a legal manner.
No, he just doesn't want to have to go to jail is the problem. So, you want to set all kinds of little legal terms and conditions to prevent you from getting sued, to prevent you from going to jail, and you're like in Rocky 4, you're like Ivan Drago. If he dies, he dies. You want a piece of AP, AP wants a piece of you now. So, you know, we can make this happen.
Okay? I'm not afraid of you at all. The other thing is, with the continual threats of murder from the trolls and from JJ, for example, I've had enough of the crap. The fact that you've sent people over my apartment, not you, Hat Man, I'm sorry. This has gotten to a level where you've taken it offline. If you want to fight me, just we'll sign waivers. I might be able to get him to do it for me. He's been my karate instructor since I've been about 10 years old.
Was that when it began, Jimmy? Was that when, the bad touch began? Was it when you were 10? Was it the karate instructor, Jimmy? It sounds like that sounds about right. So, was it something that he said would make you feel good and then you felt ashamed about afterwards? Yeah, I think AP would probably agree with me on this one, that's about where it could have begun. I'm not saying it did, but I'm saying it could have. So,
He might do it for me, and you're gonna go, how can we trust him? Well, look, number one, we're a legitimate martial arts academy.
oh yeah, Lady Justice, he said that he had been working out on his bag, on his heavy bag. Bullshit, James. I would have seen it in one of the thousands of your videos by now. So you don't have any kind of boxing equipment whatsoever. You don't even have gloves, I bet.
Number one. Number two, the dude's in his late 80s. Nobody's going to be doing anything dirty. Okay? That's
Okay, so if he's in his late 80s now, it's 2022. So he'd be in his late 40s. Your karate instructor would be in his late 40s when you were 10 years old. That he's in his mid to late 40s. So he's right at that kind of range, I think.
number two. We fight fair. Okay? We fight fair. I am a fair fighter.
No, you're not, Jimmy. You are not a fair fighter. You'll do whatever it takes to fight dirty. You'll do whatever you have to win. James, I know you because I've been you. I've been, the kind of, crazy, psychotic, delusional person that you've been. But I grew up out of it, Jimmy. Okay? You can too. You can do it. You can grow up before it's too late. Before AP, knocks some real sense into you, one way or another. Okay?
You challenged me to a karate match. I accept it. Do you want to fight me?
He does. Oh, yes, he does. In fact, I was ready to play the whole montage that he had set to the Rocky 4, but I did a test upload and would have gotten a copyright claim. So I was like, nah, you know what? But, he's ready. He's ready for you. So,
Or are you talking
yeah, he doesn't know what wrist wraps are. Footsie thingies. Shin guards, James. They're called shin guards.
out of your ass? Answer the question, AP. Answer the question. I'll be calling him probably tomorrow. Maybe today. Do you want to fight me? You challenged me to a karate match. I'm not afraid of you, dude.
Yes, you are. You are very afraid. Otherwise, you wouldn't have this angry tone to your video. Okay? You are so angry right now. This anger is just pouring out of you and into that camera lens. You are just so furious right now, Jimmy. Jimmy, you gotta let this go. It's not about fighting, for Eliana anymore. It's about fighting for your pride. You don't want to let this go. You don't want to lose anymore, Jimmy. Jimmy, if you just say, I was wrong, I admit it, I'm sorry. Eliana, I'm leaving you alone permanently. No more videos at all. And mean it. Mean it this time. AP wouldn't have to come up there and, teach you a lesson.
I'm not afraid of you.
There's that siren. They're coming for you, Jimmy. They're coming to take you to the nut hut.
You have to understand that. See, and unlike Royce, who goes, I'm not afraid of you.
Oh, yes, you are. Every time you do that, mocking tone of yours, you're very afraid of Royce. You're afraid of him because he's like the bear hugger in the SNES Punch Out boxing. Because he could put on the coveralls. He could come at you with both fists, just raised above his head, and he could just give you a bad day, Jimmy.
I'm really not afraid of you. Okay?
Yes, you are very afraid, Jimmy. You're very afraid. Admit you're afraid, Jimmy.
Doing karate since I was 10 years old. Okay? I'm also skilled in other things.
Yeah, Yeah, it makes a lot of sense now. Why you like the Lolitas, Jimmy. Makes a lot of sense, Jimmy.
I have no fear of you. I don't fear your Wing Chun bullshit.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Otherwise, you wouldn't be calling it the Wing Chun bullshit. Okay? You fear it.
I've fought many people that do Wing Chun. Wing Chun, for the most part, I've met people that can do it fairly well, but for the most part, it's finger painting. It's Chinese finger painting. Oh, look at me. Oh, I do forms. Oh, look at my Wing Chun. For the most part.
Dude, Leaf could beat you with one finger right now.
Oh. The thrill of victory and the agony of defeat.
Jeff Fader has tipped $2. Friendly reminder that in James' latest video, he asked for people to, and I quote, send me the shit. So here is a link to a free anonymous service. Thank you for the $2, Jeff Fader. Okay. If you want, you're free to join us in the voice Discord voice. Sunrise semester. It's like 5 a.m. over there. So, okay. Let's get back to Jimmy here. See, look at him. He is so afraid right now that when he does that, I'm here for you, nice. That is your fearful attitude, Jimmy. You are so afraid right now, and you don't know how to contain it. So you just lash out in a mocking tone. James, you're easy to read at this point.
People that practice Wing Chun in the United States do what we like to call in the Korean martial arts as Chinese finger painting. That's all it is. So you want to mouth off to me, you want to challenge me to a karate match, and you did Goju Ryu. So you're saying that karate is for children, you did Goju Ryu. Okay? Do you think you can take down somebody that does Tung Sudo? Do you really think that? Okay? I'm going to talk to my instructor. I'm going to see if he'll accept this lunacy of a frickin' ridiculous, I don't even know what the hell to call this crap at this point.
It's called performance art, Jimmy. What you're doing right now is 7 years worth of bad performance art. Okay? And look at that. Look at that scared expression. I think that's a good snapshot right there. Look at that. Yeah, Jimmy, you're so scared right now. I can tell.
But I will call him, I will talk to him, and I'll see if he'll accept it. But remember, full contact, continuous contact. He might make us wear gear for safety reasons, but I will definitely challenge you to a full contact, continuous contact match if you agree to it.
Hey, ASDSS, how you doing this evening?
Fucking wonderful, Vance. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I've been feeling really guilty about taking your tips because you're a behavioral specialist and all that. Because you know what it makes me feel like? It makes me feel like, if you're a postal clerk and I come to the desk with a box that has a helium balloon in it, and you're trying to weigh it, and then the box just kind of floats up off the scale. I was like, I guess you owe me money.
Don't worry about it.
I know. Oh, Jimmy, he's just floating, isn't he? He's just floating in his anger. How many? He's been interesting.
Jimmy's been keeping me entertained while I'm at the office working late tonight on some audit stuff for the week, so I need
Oh,
stuff to do. I mean, that's
I.
why I've been so available late at night because I've just been working. Everybody's asleep, so the
We should
only
start.
way I can get anything done around here is when no one's here. Otherwise, I got to line out my door, people with crisis and everything else.
If we could figure out some way to do like a 1-800 call in number that you could answer, that way you could like take calls on the air or something.
Oh God, no,
No.
no. Like, what do you think's wrong with this person? 85% of the time, the answer is meth.
Yeah. Meth or pills.
Which, yeah.
Yeah.
And the sad part for James is that this could have been over weeks ago, but things just took a left turn. People made different decisions on how they were going to approach him or not approach him, and James would have just faded into obscurity, 3 weeks ago if I don't know, people made different choices. And it's funny that this right here, what you're watching, is the perfect example of why I've said since the beginning, after seeing his videos, why I believe he's autistic. I mean, he does not get irony. He does not understand jokes.
Yeah.
He really thinks that this is real. He really thinks that AP is going to fight him.
Mm-hmm.
James, AP has no intention of actually fighting you, right? And not because he's afraid of you, but because this whole thing is fucking stupid.
It's gotten out of hand. It's gotten ridiculously out of hand now.
But that's the beauty. That's the beauty of the spectrum, and what people were like, oh, he's talking shit to Leaf. Well, I saw that coming a mile away because, he only grabbed that idea because of Daniel and Eliana.
Mm-hmm.
He said, if you were a real man, if you were going to defend your woman's honor, you would never let them talk shit about your girlfriend or about your wife or whatever.
Right.
So when he was trying to goad him into a fight, he thinks, well, the manliest man, he thinks AP is a very manly man.
Right.
I could tell. He looks up to him. He does. So if he's a man like James is a man, in James's mind, that the only way he could goad him into a fight is by talking shit to Leaf. And that's why he's gone those roads. Because that's what James would do. As a man, he would come out and go wherever to defend the honor of his woman. Right? So
if he's in a bar, he's the one talking shit to Leaf at the bar, saying, hey, what are you doing with that bald-headed loser kind of thing.
James is the guy. Okay. So he reminds me of another person that I knew in the past, where there was this autistic guy. He was out to dinner, a nice dinner with his girlfriend for Valentine's Day. Okay. Yeah. And a couple they kind of noticed that there was something a little off with the couple, because they could kind of tell they were disabled. The guy, the couple, the man in the couple, he wanted to do something nice for him. So he bought the dinner. Right. And he told the waiter, he's like, that's so sweet. Like, I would love to pay for their dinner, just being a nice guy,
Yeah.
And when it was time to pay, the waiter or waitress, whoever, came over and said, oh, that gentleman over there paid for your dinner.
Oh shit! And
the guy got up,
and he thought
the autistic guy got up,
trying to steal the girl.
He got up off the table. He picked up a chair. He went over and he hit this 70-something-year-old man over the head with a chair and started beating his ass and screaming at him. How dare he, try to steal his woman? So James reminds me of, in certain flavors, the things that I've seen over the years. James is the guy that if he did have a girlfriend and someone looked at her, was kind enough to hold the door, he'd be angry. And he might be too cowardly and maybe have enough wherewithal not to just get into a fight with every guy that he'd run into.
Yeah.
But he sure as hell would make anybody that he's with pay for it, What's up with that guy? How do you know him? Like, why was he holding the door? When did you meet him? You were with me all the time. Like, once he sunk his claws into somebody that he really liked, that he really thought he should be with, the level of jealousy and anxiety and obsession would be horrible, in my opinion. I think that's really what it would be like. The person would have no freedom, any kindness brought to that person will be met with, rage and suspicion. And I don't know. I don't know if he's going to understand the irony of all of these things. And
Takes a long time. Takes a long time. So
yeah, I mean, I don't think going and goading James about his dad is really the way to go. One, because it's just, I don't know. No matter how much you hate somebody, kind of like, it's one of those line things where it's kind of like, man, you really want to go there. And the other thing is of all the things that gets him mad, I don't know if that's the thing. If people are looking for something to upset James, I don't think that that's the thing at all. He might smile when he sees that. You don't know what their relationship was like. You don't know. So he might look at that and be like, "Yeah, he did. Thank God, guy was an asshole." I mean, I don't know if it's really working the way that people think it's working, and I don't necessarily know if it's worth going down that road because they're just going to keep reporting it, and then those people are getting in trouble for saying shitty things, and those shitty things don't even really seem to have the effect that they want anyway. So like, what's it all for? I don't know, but nothing gets him riled up more than Eliana herself. Nothing gets him more riled up and freaking out like that. So
yeah. Anytime that he sees Eliana and he sees us objectifying the Argentinian milkies, he goes batshit for that. I mean, he's like, he can't stand it when other people are making jokes when he's the one who wants to make the insulting, derogatory comments about that. So it's like we've invaded on his lawn with our Chihuahua dog, and the Chihuahua's just kind of taking a quiet little leak, and he's like, "What are you doing on my lawn?" Okay, so James,
I gave you some advice in your. I think you deleted it, but you can't delete this. So I'm just gonna say it for you again for the people in the back. The only reason Eliana and Dan are getting upset at the comments made about Eliana is because they're not directed at Eliana. They're directed towards you, you idiot.
Mm-hmm.
She lets it go and he lets it go because it's not really towards her. It's to get at you, which is why everyone lets it go. If you can't understand that, can't help you. But that's why. And you're not going to end up in a sanctioned MMA, kickboxing, karate, tang sudo, tongue and butthole, whatever you call it, match anytime soon. No. But I'm sure that if you're worried about jet lag, there's probably 100 people that are willing to fight you in your furnitureless apartment tomorrow, or at least by next Saturday. And I'd love to see a training montage. I hear you're taking this. I hear you're taking this really seriously. I hear you're taking your training seriously.
Get a tripod, James.
Let them know.
Get a tripod. I want to see this. I want to see videos this week of you working out and doing some karate maneuvers outside. Come on, James. Get a tripod and set up your camera for outside.
Have one of your sparring partners at Tiger Schulman's career, hold your phone and take some sparring video. We need some promo package stuff. But I'm sure if you're worried about jet lag, I'm sure that somebody'd be more than happy to meet you and go blow for 15 minutes in your apartment if that's what you need. And that's not a threat, James. I'm saying if that's what you really wanted, I'm sure you can get somebody to roll up over there and bum fight it out.
That's a weird idea. It's like an escort service, but for fighting. Like if you need to pick a fight with somebody, you just call up and say like, "Hey man, $50, come on over and see if you can kick my ass." Something like that.
Yeah, I mean, I think he wants a fight more than he wants, to get laid at this point. I think he just wants some sensory stimulation. I think he just really wants to fight somebody. I think he wants to. He's got a lot of energy he's got to expend. He's willing to. I think he just wants to fight somebody at this point. So It could be anybody, I hate to be anybody at the Rite Aid or wherever he goes to pick up whatever, because I'm sure he's just pouring and oozing with like agitation right now. He just wants
He wants
the
something.
fight.
Yeah.
You can see it. He's mad as hell.
Yeah.
He's more mad at this than he has been about things that Eliana said and has been said about Eliana. It's just interesting.
It's kept him very well distracted on that. So, Jeff Vader had in the chat, "Hey James, if you're watching, I'm going to be sending you poop from Poop Senders anonymously." Poop Senders actually has great customer service, by the way. Maybe not as great as CBDX.com. And if you use them and visit and use promo codes AP or ROTC or 44420 or Virgie with 2 Ys, make sure you use those codes and you get 20% off of your order. You also get a free gift and you also get priority shipping on any order that's over $80. Because CBDX.com is not your gas station CBD, because they carry disposable vape cartridges, gummies, they carry moon rocks, they carry flour, and they carry dabs. CBDX.com gets you lifted. And they have great customer service too, also like Poop Centers. So, good to know on that.
And contrary
Yeah.
And contrary to misinformation out there, it's not poisonous.
It's hemp. James, it's not marijuana, it's hemp. Okay?
James. Oh my God, James. I love you, James. Never change. Except the Lolita stuff. You should change that like now, yesterday.
I think I should ask CBDX if they'll do like another one of those little PESI codes, JRC with 3 I's at the end, but it only gives you 1% off of your order and codes don't stack.
If James had a CBDX code, he would lose his mind. He'd be posting about that for days. I do not endorse this product. They are slandering my name. He'd be going off. He'd be emailing. You know what? Don't put that on CBDX, because you know what? They can't handle all of the emails and the phone calls. And
I was going to put it in the chat. Damn, I was going to put it in the chat. No. Okay. No,
he's got nothing but time. He would be harassing the shit out of them. Just for saying that, even joking about it, he's probably already creating a strongly worded email at your advertiser.
And somebody at CBDX is probably looking at his community tab going, do we take action or do we let this continue? This is actually interesting free advertising for us. So, I
don't know, man. I think the fight will end up being, Keith in marketing is going to go over and fight James. Who is this guy? I want to fight him.
Oh, man. Oh, Russian bots again. There you go. All right. I'm going to 6 seconds left. It'll probably go right into this next video.
But it's not going to be point fighting. You dig?
Yeah, he doesn't like point fighting. Okay, so he's got a very interesting kind of like hairstyle right now. He's very motorcycle helmet hair. So
the real setup is that no one's going to jump you. But when you get there, it's going to be a point fighting match, and you're going to be so
mad. Should have read your contract, buddy. Hey, we emailed it. There's only
going to be one referee instead of 2, James. That's the real setup. It's going to be a point fighting match with 1 ref instead of 2.
And it's not a ref of his choosing either. He didn't stipulate a ref of his choosing. You didn't stipulate a ref of your choosing, Jeff. Or James. Jeff. I just called him Jeff now. God damn it. I called Jeff James, and now I called James Jeff. God damn it.
And now you're gonna have to fight Vader on the undercard for that slander, for that bullshit you just said right there. Now get him, Jeff. Get him, Jeff.
Hint: incapacitate my wrist, Jeff. That way I can get 5. I'll get $5,000 worth out of it. Yeah.
Looks like you're getting some poo in the mail from Jeff Vader too now.
Send me cow dung, please, because I want to see if it can grow something. You know what I mean? You know what I mean, ASD?
Are you gonna grow another James?
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe a fungus among us. I don't know. All right.
So about the karate match and the mixed martial arts match that are
I'll make a little cow dung, Mr. Hanky James. Howdy ho, Eliana. Oh, I'm gonna fight you in the ring. I'm gonna fight you. I'm gonna talk all kinds of shit.
James, I so desperately want to blow money on getting you a custom UFC fight kit that just says JRC3 on the back and mail to you.
Yeah, let's get him the custom boxers. Yeah. That say,
Just yeah,
yeah.
James, just send me your size and your address. I will get you a custom UFC fight kit that says JRC3 on the back.
Wait a minute. I got an idea for this here because what would this be in Spanish? I wanted to say something really cool here. Yeah.
And I will get it in white and blue for the Argentinian colors you support so significantly.
Perfect. Oh, that's perfect. Get this put on his boxers. El Orgullo de Argentina, the pride of Argentina. I think we could probably put pride in quotation marks, to make it seem like it's it's a joke on pride. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, anybody got connections to Bruce Buffer? We need like a ring intro. We need Bruce Buffer to do a ring intro for JRC3. It'd be great.
Yeah. James, what's your fight music? Huh? What's your fight music gonna be? Please let us know so we can set this up. Okay.
complete and total bullshit, and we all know they're complete and total bullshit. Okay. You wanna set these things up, set them up. Stop harassing me about it. You know you're not frickin' serious. If you were serious, you would have sent me a waiver instead of a Zoom invitation. You didn't send me a waiver, and also I'm not going to a venue that is controlled by you people.
Because you're afraid, James. You're afraid that if you go to any venue which you feel is controlled by their people, that you'll get jumped. Nothing is going to happen to you, James, at any of those venues. For one, they would lose the venue. The venue would lose their license if that happened. Okay? For two, everybody's going to go to jail at that point. Okay? Nothing's going to happen to you, James.
I don't know, James. This is 2022. I'll tell you right now. I can tell you this. I don't think any men would jump you. That's all I can say. I don't think any men would jump you, James. I cannot guarantee your safety when it comes to the women. Because I think that there is way more women out there in the world that hate you and want to beat you up more than men at this point.
Yeah, I'm going to put a poll in the chat,
You might be the first man to get beat to death by 100 women with their purses.
Okay.
I am pretty sure there's at least 150 to 200 women that would be itching to just kick the living shit out of you at this point.
Oh, easily. Ladies, do you want to beat up James? I'm sure that, I know what the answer is going to be, but I have to put the no answer on there just in case anyway. And, throw in your comments too of why you would want to beat James up. What specifically about James makes you want to beat him up? Is there anything about, me that makes you want to beat me up? Tell me, please. I need to know these things. I was going to take a look at James's community tab, but he posted a clip from the Dam Busters, which was in the movie Pink Floyd The Wall, which kind of got Pink Floyd's head spiraling. So no, I'm not going to go into your community tab tonight, James. You managed to keep us out of the community tab. Good for you. Okay. Let's go to the video.
It needs to be a third-party venue. You said you would do that.
What's a third-party venue to you, James? Define a third-party venue. Name it. Name the third-party venue, and we'll agree to it. Okay? And then we'll send you the contracts. Then we'll do whatever waivers you want. We'll do whatever stipulations, agreements you want. Name the third-party venue. You just keep throwing out that you want a third-party venue, but you won't name one, James. Name the third-party venue, and we'll get this set up.
James, the Armory in Philly. You'd be the hometown hero. They put on amateur fights all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Not that far away from you. It's probably like a 35-minute Uber. I'm sure that people can spring for your Ubers. I don't think it's going to be that much money. Yeah. I think I've given more advance and donations for his birthday than it would cost to get you there and back.
I'll help contribute on that. So for your Uber,
yeah.
So I mean that's not a problem for me either, James. But we can get you to the Armory.
Yeah, I used to fight there, James. I mean, they've got some pretty lax rules, kind of like Virginia. They don't really care. If people want to settle some stuff, they can settle some stuff.
You know what? Then he's not going to agree to that because he's not going to consider that a third-party venue. He's going to feel that, if it has lax rules, that they're going to, that there's going to be somebody that wants to jump him there. But, we still could make it work. I think at the Armory, I still think we could make it work.
Nobody's gonna beat you up, James.
No,
except the person fighting you.
James, I'll even make a deal with you. I will schedule a fight with you and Sam Stutler, and Sam Stutler will be your personal bodyguard up until the match.
Stay to the order of Mrs. Wilbur Stark. $1.09.
Chase the Train has tipped $1.09, and he sends us a link. India, gender guy killed by a group of 200 women. Just a moment. Just a second here. Let me see if I can pull this up. Might have to come back to that. Okay. But, yeah. Let's get back to the video, James. But, James, what's a third-party venue? Name it. We'll set it up. We could set it up at the Armory if you could consider that a third-party venue. And like I've said, Sam Stutler will be your personal bodyguard up until the match. Then you two can fight it out. Or, he'll be your bodyguard until AP's match, or until Royce's match, or until whoever it is you want to fight. James, you're not going to get jumped, buddy. Trust me on this, okay?
James is so literal that I think his fight music should be Eminem fight music.
Yeah, it should be. 8 Mile. He'll come out to 8 Mile or something like that. Gotta lose yourself.
He should just come out the fight music. Here you go, James. I found your fight music. It's called fight music. Look it
up. My fight music will be the theme song, the 8-bit Mike Tyson's Punch Out. James, you got to take this a little bit, lighthearted here. Not so serious.
Oh my God, Vance. You finally put the finger on it. I know who James reminds me of now. Like, yeah, he reminds me of Shaggy, but I know who he reminds me of now. He's Glass Joe.
Yes!
He's Glass Joe. He's Glass Joe from Mike Tyson's. People that are out there, take 5 seconds to go Google Glass Joe, Mike Tyson's Punch Out, and tell me that's not James.
Now, here's an interesting footnote. He is 1-99. That one win that Glass Joe has is against Bald Bull. You never thought about that, did you, Jeff? Or did you? Did I just call you Jeff now, ASD? God damn it, I don't know who anybody is anymore. Okay, there's the link. Here, I can put this now up on the thing for my goofles.
Yeah, but now I gotta change my Discord profile picture. Damn it. Damn you, James.
Okay, so arrest us all, the 200 women who killed a rapist. When hundreds of women descended on Nagpur District Court armed with knives, stones, and chili powder. Holy shit. They were really fucking serious with the chili powder. Within minutes, a man who raped them lay dead, Rakesh Prasad reports. A year ago, Usha Narain was about to embark on a new life. A call center worker with a diploma in hotel management, she was 25 and about to travel north from her home in the center of India to begin a managerial job at a hotel in Punjab. The job would transport her not only geographically but also socially. Like her neighbors, Narain is a Dalit and untouchable at the bottom of the caste ladder. Schooling and literacy are rare among the women of the Kasturba Nagar, the slum neighborhood in the city of Nagpur where she grew up. She was unmarried, preferring to work and study. Yet nobody resented her success. Instead, they had high hopes for this girl. But Narain went nowhere. Today, she is in her family's one-room, windowless home, awaiting trial for murder. At 3 p.m. on August 13, 2004, Aku Yadav was lynched by a mob of around 200 women from Kasturba Nagar. It took them 15 minutes to hack to death the man they say raped them with impunity for more than a decade. Chili powder was thrown in his face and stones hurled. As he flailed and thought, one of his alleged victims hacked off his penis with a vegetable knife. Well, there went the monetization for this stream. A further 70 stab wounds were left on his body. The incident was made all the more extraordinary by its setting. Yadav was murdered not in the dark alleys of the slum, but on the shiny white marble floor of Nagpur District Court. Yeah. Laughed at and abused by the police when they reported being raped by Yadav, the women took the law into their own hands. A local thug, Yadav and his gang had terrorized the 300 families of Kasturba Nagar for more than a decade, barging into homes, demanding money, shouting threats and abuse. James, take note at this, all right? This is what happened to someone who thought he was the boss of Kasturba Nagar, okay? Take very close note about this. Residents say he murdered at least 3 neighbors and dumped their bodies on railway tracks. They had reported his crimes to the police dozens of times. Each time he was arrested, he was granted bail. He probably was, bribing whoever it was to, get him out quicker. But it was rape that Yadav used to break and humiliate the community. A rape victim lives in every other house in the slums, say the residents of Kasturba Nagar. He violated women to control men, ordering his henchmen to drag even girls as young as 12 to a nearby derelict building to be gang raped. In India, even to admit to being raped is taboo, yet dozens of Yadav's victims reported the crime. But the 32-year-old was never charged with rape. Instead, the women say the police would tell him who had made the reports and he would come after them. According to residents, the police were hand in glove with Yadav. He fed the local officers bribes and drink, and they protected him. Yeah, I called it. When one 22-year-old reported being raped by Yadav, the police accused her of having an affair with him and sent her away. Several others were sent away after being told, "You're a loose woman, that's why he raped you." Nagpur is counted among India's fastest growing cities, yet the experience of the women of Kasturba Nagar is a parallel tale of how everyday life in India's backstreets is stuck in the past. Splashed across the country's newspapers, the gory image of Yadav's blood on the courtroom floor was a lesson in the consequences of a state unable to protect the weak and the vulnerable. Hell yeah, they finally took the law into their own hands, and the state's like, can't do anything, because then they're admitting that their culture is bullshit. After Yadav's murder, powerful voices were raised supporting the lynch mob. Good. Prominent lawyers issued a statement saying the women should not be treated as the accused, but as the victims. One retired high court judge even congratulated the women. In the circumstances they underwent, they were left with no alternative but to finish a coup. The women repeatedly pleaded with the police for their security, but the police failed to protect them, said Justice Bahu Vahain. 2 weeks before the lynching, Yadav came to Narain's house on several successive days, threatening to throw acid on her and rape her. He targeted her, she says, because she was outspoken and her brother-in-law, a lawyer, had verbally stood up to Yadav. James, he thought that he was the tough guy too. Look what happened to him. Okay? Sorry. Ooh. He raped only poor people whom he thought wouldn't go and tell, or if they did, wouldn't be listened to. Yeah, he's targeting. He's targeting people because he's like Ted Bundy in this sense. He's like East Indian Ted Bundy. Only Ted Bundy didn't have a bunch of his rape victims come out and just throw chili powder into his face. He would have deserved that though. Although Narain. Okay, but he made a big mistake in threatening me. People felt that if I were attacked, no woman would ever be safe. Although Narain has been charged with Yadav's murder, she claims she was not at court when it took place, but in the slum collecting signatures for a mass complaint against him. Are they going to, suppose they're going to, say that she's some Charlie Manson mastermind behind all this? That she orchestrated the angry mob into killing him? That might, that might be the prosecution strategy on this. Surprised they're even prosecuting it. Among the charges leveled against her are some of India's most serious offenses, including anti-nationalist crimes amounting to treason, of course. The cops say I planned the murder, that I started it. They have to make someone a scapegoat, she says. She believes she has been singled out because she has been the police's most vociferous critic. Her education gave her the confidence that inspired the community to act, she says. In the week before the lynching, people started to talk about taking action against Yadav. He disappeared, sensing boiling anger. Yeah, James, you'll start to disappear from your neighborhood too, if you sense the anger starting to boil. Narain and her brother-in-law bypassed the local officers and went straight to the deputy commissioner. He gave the family a safe house for a night and promised to search for him. On August 6, hundreds of residents smashed his empty house to rubble. Well, James, they're not going to do that to your apartment because other people live there, but if you lived in like a tiny little shitbox house, yeah, they would bring that to the ground. By evening, they heard...
James,
Yeah, go ahead.
The moral of this very long and traumatizing story is you're in terrible company.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is not the company you want to keep, James. Do you want me to finish it, or have I read enough on this? I'll I think Chad, have I made my point, Chad? I mean, if yeah, I'm starting to feel a little lightheaded on that. Ew, it's like, oh God, it's a good thing I haven't eaten today. All right, I'm gonna go back to James's video here because that is a little tad unsettling. Oh, really quickly, you know what? I gotta check in on Andy because I gotta make sure that he's fine too. And he's still got that thing with his armpit, dude. Oh, that, yeah. Oh, and
I take it back. Go back to the Indian story.
No,
It's less disgusting.
No. We gotta get back to James here. We gotta finish this. So
That's what you said. Now, AP initially challenged me to a karate match. I would like to take care of that first because that was the initial challenge. And then he hides behind Royce like a little bitch, okay? So, my point is, you keep harassing me, I'll just keep blocking you. I won't keep making videos or anything like that. Either take it seriously, or shut your fucking mouths. You understand? Shut your fucking mouths or take it seriously.
Saucy James, bring that heat. Bring it. Bring that heat tonight. James, you talk mad shit, but you don't know how to throw a fucking punch to save your life. Oh, man.
I'm done with the bullshit.
No,
I will work to set up the karate match. I think I might be able to do that. My guy hasn't called me back yet, but when he does, I think we can set that up. I'm pretty.
I wonder why your guy hasn't called you back yet. Is it like, is he afraid of what, your call is going to bring upon him? Has he been watching your YouTube videos all of a sudden, where your karate instructor just suddenly got tagged in your comments section, and he's like, "What am I getting tagged for?" And he's looking at your videos, going, "Why are you tagging me in this shit, James? James, your karate instructor's in his mid-80s. I don't think he wants to go setting up any fights for you right now, or ever."
Pretty sure he'll probably agree, especially if he knows all this nonsense about you people sending people over my apartment and all this crap. He'll probably agree just to let me settle the bad blood. But I mean, with the MMA thing, no, he's probably not going to agree with that. He's a karate teacher. He's not a freaking mixed martial arts academy. It's a martial arts academy.
Sam will agree to MMA. Sam's done MMA. He will definitely agree to any MMA fight that you want. I know you don't prefer MMA. It's not your first love. We know what your first love is. Yeah. But Sam would agree to do MMA with you, James. Why not fight Sam Stutler? He's actually looking for a fight, and he's 0-1. Okay? You have a chance to make him 0-2. All right? If you can knock him out in less than 15 seconds, I'll buy you a steak dinner. Okay? I'll buy you a steak dinner at the best steak restaurant in Philadelphia. Okay, James? I'll have to probably buy Sam a steak dinner too, but he's probably gonna, need some kind of bandages on his nose, and we're gonna have to pre-cut the steak. But James, if you can knock his ass out in 15 seconds or less, I'll buy your ass a steak dinner. Okay?
But I have no problem fighting either of you or both of you. It doesn't bother me. Now, the thing is with Royce's fat, I think that the public needs to know that his fat puts him at a severe advantage and puts me at a disadvantage. It doesn't bother me enough to, not fight him, but it's a disadvantage, a very real disadvantage. And anybody that's done any kind of grappling or MMA knows that it's a severe disadvantage, a crazy disadvantage. It would be like me fighting 2.5 people because of his size. It's not fair. It's just not fair. It doesn't mean it's going to stop me. I'll still do it, and I do want to do it because of his big fat mouth and the problems he's caused me with Eliana. I will certainly do it. I will certainly do it.
You've wanted to fight Royce Lopez ever since Eliana came on Daywave, haven't you, James? You the moment that Eliana came on Daywave, you wanted a piece of Royce. You really wanted to get him in that ring. So, FTW.
Said it.
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Said it from the beginning. He will always hate Royce, even more than Ileana's fiance, husband, future children's father, because Royce did the thing he couldn't. He got her to come out, and in his mind, Royce got Ileana to lie about him in front of the whole world and be mean to him. He blames Royce for why she's being so mean.
Royce
that's why
he manipulated Eliana. Yeah.
That's why he's pissed. I mean, to him, Dan is inconsequential. It's Royce turned her like every other guy in high school. Turned any other girl he ever liked. He was the jock Letterman guy who was mean to James and then got the girls to be mean to James. I mean, who he is. To James, he's that guy in school.
Yeah, you know
he's
what?
A cool, funny guy in school that got all the girls to prank on James.
Yeah.
So, but Royce, I mean, I knew from the first time she showed up on that show, I said, "Oh man, he's gonna hate fucking Royce. That's gonna be his arch nemesis for life."
Yep.
He's always gonna have a special place. In James's own personal hell,
Absolutely.
Royce is the devil. Royce is the worst person on the face of the earth.
All right, I'm going to get back to the video here.
Okay. Now, with AP, I am going to try and make that karate match happen. And he said that you guys would pay for him to meet me at anywhere in the United States. I will try to make that happen. I still think it's really unfair that I have to travel, I have to deal with the jet lag, I have to deal with the travel problems, all because AP has a big mouth. You try to make it as impossible as possible for me so that you can say I'm backing out. I'm not backing out. I will make the karate thing happen. I will work on that. It's iffy. I don't know if the dude will do it because he might not want me to, beat somebody half to death in his karate school, but he might let it happen. Okay, I don't know. He hasn't gotten back to me yet. He's probably with family. It's Sunday. Blah 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 blah. But with the MMA
James,
thing, now that's up
Wait a
to
minute,
that's
wait
up
a
to
minute.
Royce
I'm
to
sorry.
set up. Royce challenged me.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
James, everything you're saying right now and how much you've perseverated and fixated on this fight that will never happen is exactly why you're never going to Argentina. Because you're just over analyzing and over perseverating on the most minute, ridiculous, asinine things, which is also the reason why you haven't done anything or gone anywhere. Because you're just trying to script the whole thing and how the whole thing is going to work and try to account for every variable. Well, that's the reason why it's never going to happen, James. In the end, mostly it's not going to happen because it's a joke. Nobody's serious, at least not the people you're picking fights with. But the other reason is because you can't get out of that apartment or out of your own goddamn head.
Yeah, he's stuck in that tiny little apartment all the time here. Any more thoughts here? Because I gotta put another photo up on the screen here. Just a second.
I think you should take my Discord profile picture because that is how AP is a tune. Well, this is the tune for James now. Like James has his own tune now. I'm sure it's copyrighted, but the Glass Joe tune, that is absolutely is perfect. AP, if you're watching, listening, or whatever, you gotta make this happen. But
Damn, this is a big photo. There we go.
AP, if you can't make this happen in real life, you can certainly make this happen in an arena in Las Tejas. All right, you have the blueprint to make James a tune, and you can have this fight in Las Tejas in cartoon world with James. You don't need to do this in real life anymore, AP. You could absolutely do this. Just take a look. Looked at Glass Joe for inspiration.
Yeah.
And I'm looking forward to Saturday Night Fights in Las Tejas sometime in the next couple of weeks. That'll be wonderful.
Oh, wait a minute. There you go. There's the code, James. So you can go straight to AP for the big fight.
I think that would be even better than the real life version.
Oh God, that would be hilarious if you could do a hack of the Mike Tyson's Punch Out, and then instead of Mike Tyson, here comes AP with his like white suit and tie. He's like punch, 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 punch. You could do it,
Jeff. Jeff, you gotta get AP on this, please, please. The more I'm looking at these pictures, the more I'm just dying inside right now. It's amazing. Please, we gotta sell them on this, Jeff. Jeff, I know you're the one that you got the mind control, Jeff. You're Jeff Vader. You got to get this done. It'd be great. It'd be a great segment. It'd be awesome.
Oh man. Well, let's hear some more from you, Glass Joe.
Royce wants to set it up. Have him set it up. We're not doing it at JJ's friend's gym, though. It has to take place at a third-party neutral venue. Think about that.
Oh, wait a minute. I gotta find something here. Talk for a second here, and kind of if you need to like rant some more at James. I'm gonna look for a GIF. Glass Joe GIF.
I kind of do feel like you might be right there, James. I feel like rolling up in JJ's neck of the woods, it's probably like a real life version of Letterkenny. Just everybody sitting on the back of their trucks, just looking for fights. He's got a friend that's fucked an ostrich called the ginger. You know, I mean, maybe that's a good idea that you stay out of Virginia. I don't think they take too kindly to this kind of bullshit in Virginia.
I got an idea here. Okay, save video as. Oh wow! Oh, good. Okay, good. It's an MP4. Perfect. All right.
There is a Glass Joe shirt. You Google shop. It just has Glass Joe and it says goat on it. Someone needs to mail that to James.
Okay, so I'm gonna remove.
Greatest of all time.
Where was it? Media source. Add media. Glass Joe MP4. Save it to the desktop. Don't you love these shows when they're just done spontaneous on the fly like that? Come on, working on it. Wow, it's really slow. There we go.
And Jeff, I have a feeling when you keep talking about Alaska, I have a feeling of what you're referencing. Because this was like this little thing that was going on where they decided to do this promotional thing with Pitbull, you know, the rapper, and it was for Walmart, and he would do a concert in any Walmart in the United States, like in anywhere in the United States, and people got to vote. So millions of people just trolled Walmart and sent them to Walmart in Alaska.
God. Oh shit. I was trying to get a wait a minute. Here, let's let Jimmy kind of rant for a moment here.
I got people threatening to kill me in my comments section constantly. I got JJ threatening to kill me on his show. I got AP threatening to rape me on Friday. I got Royce threatening to rape me a number of times. If you follow the James Robert.
When did either of them threaten to rape you, James? When? Huh? No, you're taking their comments way too seriously again. James, no one's going to do anything to you like that. Okay, bud? Jesus.
Clark III saga playlist, you can see the threats that have been made against my life, both in the live stream or on Nightwave or anything else. People have threatened to kill me. People have threatened to shoot me, beat me to death with a baseball bat, all sorts of crap. So I'm supposed to trust a venue controlled by people that have been threatening to kill me for months now. I don't think so. It's bad enough that I have to travel on my own to another state, okay, to fight a guy that has a big fat mouth. That's bad enough. And then what's even funnier is if Royce really has done MMA, which he claims to have, he knows how ridiculously unfair that is. It's not going to stop me, though. He knows how ridiculously unfair it is. Because what you have to understand, because his fat, it's like he's wearing a suit of fat armor. I work the body, it doesn't do much. I work the head, the fat keeps him from falling down. I have to hit him just right to knock him down. If he gets me down, like I said, in past grappling class, in jiu-jitsu class, I've broken ribs grappling with people that were 300 pounds, okay? He weighs more than 300 pounds, I think. If I'm 5'11", and I weigh at least 185, I probably weigh a little more than 185. How many Royce's big, or how many me bigs do you think Royce is? Huh? More than two of me. Okay? So
that's actually kind of neat that he actually kind of stood up there just a little bit, because I've got the Glass Joe MP4 playing over him. It's not okay. Are you hearing any kind of audio for the Glass Joe? Let me make sure of this. Monitor and yeah. Okay, so no, there's no output on that. So, but just in case, I'll turn that shit down anyway. There we go.
You know, if you really want to sell some merch on this, you just I get some shirts that have the Argentinian flag and then like a cow getting milked. Or like 2 glasses of milk over where like the chest, like the boobs would be. in like white and the colors of the Argentinian flag. I feel like I think that would sell a couple. I'm sure a few people would buy.
I got a better idea.
At least a handful of people would get that shirt.
Okay, even better. You dress up Eliana to look like Alex from A Clockwork Orange, and James is the furniture in the Korova milk bar.
I don't know if anyone would dare buy a shirt with his face on.
No, he's the LolCow that you put a coin in and you put a glass underneath his udder, and it's like, "Hello, James. Had a busy night. I've been working hard too." Okay.
James, there's this thing called reading the room. Do you realize that there's like not a single woman that has been in any of these chats that has been offended by the Argentinian milkies thing? Like hasn't posted like their hate or disdain about it. It's like, that's not right. Don't talk about her that way.
Yeah.
I mean, there's other things that people have said about her that probably really would annoy
James,
people.
But
not that. I mean,
yeah. If
there's women that are supporting the milkies, James, because that's how big of an inside joke it is.
Yeah.
Like everyone's on the inside of this joke but you. Even the person that the joke is about isn't on the joke except you.
Yeah. James.
I already know from experience with jiu-jitsu the disadvantage I'm placed at by grappling a guy that's as large as Royce, who does not have to be a good martial artist at all. He could just sit on me, okay? But the thing is, that's still not enough to stop me. But anybody that has done any type of jiu-jitsu or catch wrestling or MMA knows the disadvantage that he purposely put me at because he's a fat, disgusting, sweaty pig, okay? Doesn't stop me. I still accept the challenge, and he needs to set it up. But it's a very unfair challenge because, like I said, if I work the body, it's like he's wearing a suit of fat armor. If I work the head, his body is so heavy that it keeps him up. And also because he can take me down, he's the size of half a freaking car. Do you know, like, people don't understand how this is not fair. Not going to stop the fight from happening, but it's very unfair. It's very unfair because he's wearing a suit of fat. That's the whole thing. And anybody that doesn't understand what I'm saying has never been in a fight. Period. They just haven't been in a fight. Not a mixed martial arts fight, not a grappling match, not a karate match, not a real fight, nothing. But yeah, you people need to shut up about this shit or make it happen. I'm done arguing about it. Shut up. And no, I don't appear on shows. Send me the shit in my mailbox at home. Or you can email it to me, but I would prefer hard paper copies of the waivers, and I want them sent to my mailbox at home, preferably, or you can email them to me. Get them ready, okay? I have no problem making good on this. It's up to you guys to make good on it, okay? You're the ones that challenged me. This all started with AP threatening me over taking money away from him from his marijuana THC sponsors.
Hemp. James, it's not marijuana, it's hemp, you stupid ass. Jesus. Dark Summer says, I have Pennsylvanian milk jugs. Oh,
we've got Argentinian milkies and Amish milkies going on.
Oh my God. Okay, so I'm going to finish that poll. Wait a minute here. I'm going to finish this poll. All right. Ladies, do you want to beat up James? 81% of the ladies say yes, they do want to beat up James. So, who wins in a match to the Milky's death?
How big is Royce really? According to James, you would think he's the size of like a fucking Volkswagen Beetle or something. Like it's just like this, little tank of a Cuban man just like barreling through. Like, I think he actually sees those like Photoshop pictures of Royce and thinks they're real. Like Royce's face on like fucking Braun Strowman. He thinks it's like legit, you know? James, it's so God
Oh,
help you.
you know what? We got a challenge. We got a Milky's challenge now. Okay? Argentinian Milkies versus Pennsylvanian milk jugs. James, whose side are you on in this? Are you gonna defend the Argentinian Milkies, or are you gonna let them Pennsylvania milk jugs win? I don't know. It's a close match. I can't decide on that one. So
You ever see the size of an Amish milk jug? It's like the thing that they put, like the old things you'd think they put moonshine in. Like they win no
yes,
matter what.
yeah. Fun fact: the three X's that you would see on the jug indicate that it's been distilled 3 times. So when you see those little cartoons with the hobo and he's got the jug of moonshine and it's got the 3 X's on it, the 3 X's mean it's been triple distilled on that. So that's what that means. Ooh, it's neck and neck there between the Argentinian Milkies and the Pennsylvania milk jugs. Neck and neck and chest to chest, James. What are you gonna do about that? Nothing. Nothing.
Okay. Look, you want
You know, he was really he was really butthurt when she said that everyone could see her Milkies but him. I mean, he had to go out of his way to talk about that in one of his videos where he was so angry at the notion that he's like, she's so deplorable that she's willing to show the whole universe but me. Like he was so mad about that joke, like so angry. And like he's so literal that he actually thinks that that's true. Like if people are like, hey, guess what? Saw Leon's jugs today, he'd believe it. He would literally believe it because she said it, so it must be true.
Oh.
to threaten me, then you want to challenge me, then you want to back down, now you want to hide behind your big brown sugar daddy? Come on. Come on, this is getting ridiculous. Either take this seriously or shut the hell up.
Oh, he's really, really mad now. I'm going to do a really quick scan to see if he made any more videos. And, yeah, he's got another new mixed martial artist. Oh, he's going hard. He's going hard on his community tab. Women charged with hate crime and attack on Asian beauty. Okay. But just a really quick, did you make any new videos? No, you're good. All right, so I'm going to go back to Streamlabs. I got to turn some stuff off. Turn that off, that off, that off. Okay, so now we're going to get to Adrasdea. We only have one video for Adrasdea tonight, and that's going to be a quick one. So, open folder, Adrasdea.
There's really nothing I can do at this point because no matter what I do, it will be twisted into something different.
Yeah, because like Virgie said on his stream, everything you fucking say is a lie now. So how can we take anything that you say truthfully? The moment you get caught in one lie, that's it. You are never taken seriously on anything again, Mary.
By the people who hate me and talk about me and have more viewers than me. It took so long to get my Section 8. I had to be actively in therapy for over a year before I was approved. And then it took almost another year before I found the place that would let me in. Because other places, they had, they kept changing the price after they found out it was a Section 8 because a Section 8 is guaranteed money. And so we would apply at a good price that we could afford, and then the landlord would find out that it was guaranteed rent and raise it until it was a little bit higher than what we could afford. And so I lost out on a lot of apartments.
what you're saying either never happened, or if it did happen, you didn't know to report it to the housing authority, because that shit sounds highly unethical what your landlords were doing. Okay? If you didn't have the knowledge to go report that shit to the housing authority, that's on you, because you could have stopped a bad landlord from taking advantage of hundreds of other Section 8 residents, and you didn't. You didn't have the presence of thought to think, hey, you know what? Maybe what they're doing is against the law. Where's the number for the housing authority? Usually you're good on this kind of shit, Adrasdea. Oh, wait, no, you're not. You sat in a house with a dead body buried in the backyard for 5 weeks until it started to smell.
Um,
Hey, Maureen, if you're out there, and if you're watching live, come on into the Discord.
I've been here for a year, it's my home.
Lady Hitler
It's
wants
my
in. She has
home.
something to say to Jimmy.
Oh, yeah. Here, let me go to. Oh, yeah, you're already on. Come on in. Yeah. Hi, Lady Hitler.
Hey. Yeah, there we go. Now there's connection.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got time to maybe get in a few very harsh words for James.
Go for it.
Go for it.
All right. James, I got a little, shall we say, upset when you said, oh, but I have to travel on my own. Yeah, let me tell you a little something, you little bitch. The oldest of my two younger brother, both of them are artistic. This one is slightly less artistic, but at 15, he traveled hundreds of miles for a fucking year on his own. He has more balls than you will ever have. You get on that motherfucking bus, that train, that plane, I don't fucking give a shit, and you travel on your own. You're goddamn 38. Get on it and stop whining like a punk ass bitch. Fucking, I have had fucking enough with your fucking whining. Be a man, grow some fucking balls, get up, take the punches, take the L, and just get on with your fucking life.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking hell, I'm so tired of him constantly whining. He's 38.
I know.
38.
I'm.
I traveled all the way from Europe to Chicago on my own and back.
I traveled to
James?
Amsterdam on my own and back, James.
Yeah, James, you have no excuses.
Mm-hmm.
No
James,
excuse.
James, this isn't the Hitler you want, but it's the Hitler you need, buddy.
James, you know what? Just, go punch a wall a few times to toughen up those knuckles. You got baby hands.
Yeah.
Your hands are that of a fruitcake, limp, thick asshole who has never punched or taken any punches in his life.
Yeah. He looks. He
have,
just looks soft. He looks like donut dough before you cook it up in the fryer. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Just like.
He has probably softer hands than I do.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, while I haven't been in fights, I have chopped wood, I have hauled manure, I've cooked on fire, I've tied rope around rafters because we had to build shit at scout camp.
Mm-hmm.
I've been kicked by horses. I've fallen off horses. Hell, I got headbutted by a fucking horse. Nearly passed out. And I've been bullied in school. I had to take a few hits and all that kind of jazz. And you know what, James? If you were bullied in school, you weren't fucking bullied enough.
No. No. They went way too easy on you, I think, James,
Oh
because
yeah. Oh
yeah,
yeah.
they looked at you and they said, you know what, he's too pathetic, but
Absolutely.
bullying to an extent teaches you how to defend yourself, and nobody taught James how to defend himself or stand up for himself. And when you do that, then he becomes an even bigger bully. So
Yeah, I had my dad and my uncle who told me, you can do this to stand up for yourself. That I did, that I chose not quite to do it. That's another case. However, there was one time I had to really defend myself because, I wanted to leave the classroom during recess. The other kids, this one time, didn't want to let me leave. One guy found out the hard way why you don't do that. He ended up with 5 fingertip shaped bruises on his upper arm.
ooh.
Yeah,
Mm.
that's how hard I grabbed it.
Yeah.
So it was like, yeah.
Could you imagine how easy it would be to bruise James?
One
He's
slap that will do it.
yeah, yeah. So, hey, you want to stick around and we'll watch some Mary?
Sure.
Yeah. So, uh, if AP probably saw this earlier today, but he got his sweet Mary fix. So,
Yeah,
yeah,
he loves that.
yeah.
uh,
Look at her with that kind of disembodied head. It looks like one of those performance arts, where they would wear the black leotards and they're in front of like a black curtain and they're doing the jazz hands kind of thing. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah. And of course, she's got the crystal around her neck. Hey, oh, this is perfect for like doing like chroma key. This video right here is perfect for chroma key because it's just her
yeah.
head, her neck, and the crystal, and nothing else. You could just literally put her talking head on anything at this point.
Yes, you could because she got a black shirt on, black background, nothing else. It would be perfect just to cut out and put on anything.
Yeah, I mean, hi Melanie, hi Melanie Hyder, hi to
Hey, Mel.
hi to everyone in Germany watching. So okay,
Yeah.
all right, I'm gonna go back into Mary.
And
Hmm.
people are now spreading the lies that I'm squatting here. That I never actually had a Section 8. I just kind of walked into an empty apartment and took over.
That is kind of the operating theory that Maureen has, that you basically found an empty apartment and decided that, hey, I need a place, so, I'll get utilities turned on in the name for that apartment, which isn't too hard. All you have to do is just put a small down payment on the utilities and they will put it wherever you need it. So, but once people started figuring out that you didn't have legal residency to that apartment, then that's when they remove the lock from your mailbox. That's when they have people coming in there trying to change the locks, and people are watching your apartment because they're wondering when it is you're going to leave so that they can just get all of your stuff out. So I think it's coming, pretty soon.
Yep.
Somehow
Eh,
got the utilities on with no lease. Just
Oh, hi.
somehow the apartment wasn't rented out.
Come here.
The police never came to make me leave, you know, after a full year. The things they're saying doesn't even make sense. How could I
Well,
have been squatting
Mary,
here for a full.
Go ahead.
half the, well, Mary, half the things you say don't make any sense.
There you go.
Actually,
Oh yeah.
yeah, that there's actually quite a few. Actually, more than half of the things you say, Mary, it doesn't make any sense. So, yeah, we don't make any sense. Okay, sure, sure. Whatever you say, Mary. Whatever you say, sure.
She wants everybody to think that telling lies is a mental impairment that something like a brain injury kind of thing. No, telling lies is telling lies, Mary. That's a moral, conscious choice to tell lies. Okay, I've never heard.
Yeah, I probably got a little bit of brain damage when I got a concussion from falling off a horse.
Mm,
So yeah, Mary, shut up.
yeah, you're not.
You're not fooling anyone at this point.
No, no, you're not. Here, let me add a really quick source here because ASDSS called this also.
Hmm.
Come on. Yeah, I got Bobcat. He's interested tonight. There you go.
Yeah, he's such a sweetie.
He is. I love Bobcat. So,
Yeah, cats may be assholes, but they're cute assholes.
oh, they are.
There's only three things. There's only three things in the world we need. We need a James montage of him training. We need James to drop more proof than the same like 5 screenshots over and over and over and reposting about his relationship with Ileana and how much she loved him, but she was batshit crazy according to him. And we need an MTV Cribs style tour of Mary's apartment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I swear she keeps it dark in there all day long because she doesn't want anybody to see what it looks like in the light. Like there is
No.
just vermin running around. I'm waiting for the day that like a cockroach just like crawls across her phone and covers the screen. I mean, I know that it's probably I can't even imagine what it looks like in that apartment. I can only imagine that the smell. I swear the reason that the maintenance people came in is because people thought somebody was dead in there because of the smell.
Yeah. And Mary makes me look like a clean freak.
Yeah. I mean, what do you think would be causing that smell? Do you think it's the teddy bear? Do you think she still has that teddy bear from Roberta? I hope not.
No, I don't hope either. It could be trash from whatever, like used tampons.
Oh God,
Like,
yeah.
yeah, you got to think about this too. So she goes around looking for cans and trash and stuff. Well, I'm sure she doesn't go there every day and just collects them. So how many bags of recycling and all kinds of other shit do you think is in that apartment right now?
Yeah,
Like,
unwashed
like
recycling.
just picked dumpster garbage. I mean,
Yeah,
yeah,
she's probably gone through like all kinds of like fast food boxes and things like that to get that like last little bit of melted cheese that the person didn't want when they ate their cheeseburger or something like that. And there's all kinds of like cans and bottles and various different like broken electronics. I would think she's probably trying to find a charger that'll fit her phone. So yeah,
She also has to be smelling pretty bad
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
with all the dumpster diving.
Mary, you don't need an OnlyFans. You need a caseworker. I mean, for real.
Yeah. You need it.
You,
Yeah, she seriously needs to straighten herself out.
Yeah.
And a lot of shit like bathing and cleaning and stuff like that. Yeah, you can't have people doing that for you.
No. No.
Uh,
if you end up homeless, we know it's two reasons. One, the sheer mess that probably that apartment is, and two is probably not paying your rent. I'd say both of those things are the most likely scenarios if you end up homeless again. There's no other reasons you would end up homeless again other than just completely neglecting your environment and your financial obligation.
Melanie Hyder has tipped $10 for Bobcat's entertainment fund. Melanie, thank you so much for that. Yes, Bobcat thanks you so much too. Yes. Oh
yeah,
yeah.
now you can buy some extra treats for him.
Yeah. Get some get some good cat food for you, buddy. Yeah, we'll get you some cans of Fancy Feast, okay? I know you like Fancy Feast. He likes dry, but he every now and then he likes a can of wet. So yeah, he's a good kitty.
Yeah,
Yeah.
unlike my cat, who demands a can of or bag of wet every day, sometimes twice a day.
Yeah. He's like he's like Louis. He's like Mersh's cat Louis. He looks like Louis too, you know? He's got the tricolor to him. Yeah, it's
Mm.
okay, buddy. You're a good boy. You're a good kitty. Yes.
Yeah, male cats are usually quite docile and just lovable goofballs
Yeah.
when they don't want to wrestle. That is.
Oh, he's sometimes he'll go after the audio cords that I've got plugged in for my headset. Oops, sorry about that. He'll go after the audio cords because he thinks that they're like snakes and stuff. So he's like trying to bite at them. He's trying to claw at them. So I'm like, no, Bobcat, those are audio cords. I need those. But he's being well behaved tonight. Yes, Dark Summer. He is a very cute kitty. He is going to be 13 this year. 13 this April. He's a very good rescue kitty.
Oh wow, he's 3 years older than my cat.
Yeah. He's a tough little survivor, I tell you what. So,
Yeah, he looks like a bit like one of the cats my grandparents had.
hmm
That my mom, while she still lived at home, rescued. He just found him smack dab out in the middle of the road
yeah.
and brought him home.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to get back into Mary. So,
Whole year
Hmm.
with utilities in my name, but the police never coming to say anything to me about it, with the landlord never trying to rent out their unit.
you know what? That just occurred to me. Do you remember when Isaac Flores posted her address in the chat for one of, not in the chat, in the comments section of one of her videos? That's why she didn't report it. She's technically not allowed to live there. Once the police would realize that she was squatting there, they would have cause to evict her. Does that make
Ah,
sense to you? That when Isaac was posting her address in the comments, he knew that she was squatting. So he's playing this, so it's like, oh, okay, yeah, go ahead and report me. She couldn't. She couldn't do that.
yeah, because
It would have given her away. If she calls the police, then it reveals to the police that she's illegally squatting in that apartment.
mm-hmm. And you know, can't you have utilities in an apartment despite it not being rented out?
Yes, you can. Yeah, actually, you can because theoretically, if you're like the landlord of a building or something like that, you could have utilities put into another property, or like if you're helping a friend out, you could say, okay, well, I'm going to help pay the utilities for my friend for 6 months, so I need it in my name and his name, and then after 6 months, they remove your name from that and leave it in his name, kind of thing. So it is
Mm.
it is theoretically possible to get utilities turned on in a place that you don't necessarily own. It would take, I think it's possible for Mary that she could have gotten the utilities turned on in that apartment. You know, um, and I have to pay for the utilities and turned on in my apartment. But Mary, I signed a lease. I actually pay like 900 a month for my place. No wonder you don't pay rent. You don't have any means to pay rent because you don't have a lease to pay rent on. That's why. You we found out you are squatting in that apartment. It makes total sense now. That makes more sense now why you never reported the comment back in March of 2021 when Isaac Flores posted your address in the comments of your video.
To somebody else, never contacting me to let me know that it's not my place and I need to leave. Never. Never anything. But still, people are going to say, well, she doesn't really have an apartment, she's squatting. It was so hard to get this apartment. And even that is just, you know, if I was to get a job, they would say I was lying about that. She doesn't really have a job. She just picked up a uniform at Goodwill. She's probably being a prostitute for the money.
So,
It's not.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
so, yeah, thank you. So what you're saying, Mary, is that you're not even gonna try.
No. She's going to give up on life. She just wants to, let people pay for her own way. She doesn't want to have to worry about things.
If that's the case, then she may as well just lay down in a ditch
Yeah.
somewhere.
Mary, I work, for, 40 hours a week in the other room doing customer service work at hell. It's work at home, but, it might as well be work at hell. But I do it because I have to pay the rent on my apartment. I have to pay for cat food and cat litter for Bobcat. I have to pay for food for myself. I have to survive, and I have to be a man and survive by being a man. Okay, no, Bobcat, no, 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 no. You're gonna sit on something? No, 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 no. Can't have you ending the stream early, buddy. I know. He's a good boy. Yeah, he wants to
I
lay
think
down. He wants to lay down on the keyboard right now because everything's
Yeah.
warm on the laptop. So
I think if Mary spent all of the time taking care of her environment and looking for, the betterment of her life with all the time that she does, instead of coming up and sharing woe is me stories and I'm just a victim of a life, and I'm Job from the Bible and nothing good ever happens to me. If she actually wanted to change, she could. She could.
Oh yeah.
And the sad thing for her is that, there's lots of people that I meet that are kind of like Mary, where the story is like a 50-50 because of how she says it and like the emotion that she wears on her face when she says it. It's like, because she could be telling the truth. But I've seen people, and like when she drinks and when she posts, there's just things outside of her YouTube that shows the inconsistency of what's going on. Like she talks about, woe is me, I'll never find a person, I'll never find a guy. But then there's other people that have like followed her on her other social media where she'll post something without thinking, and it'll be like, hey, John, you're a fucking dickhead. Like, why, but the dick was good, like she'll kind of show that there's just two distinct sides to what's going on. There's what she wants the world to see, and then what's really going on in her apartment in her day-to-day. And that's like the complete opposite. And when she's completely out of her mind, and I think that's why she looks so out of her mind when she's homeless, because you have to use a lot to get by when you're homeless, if you're already an addict. So her behavior was just a lot less controlled. And it's easier for her to kind of control it in her apartment than it is when you're on the street and just drinking and drinking just to get through the day, because it is uncomfortable to be homeless. So, but the Mary that you would see with all of her homeless videos and her outbursts and the wildness, I mean, that's who Mary is when the camera's usually not rolling, and that's the tough part for her. I mean, I can't make a claim as to who she is. I don't think she does anymore. I think she needs rehab bad for alcoholism. I think she probably need to go inpatient detox. She's probably up to at least a fifth of cherry vodka or wine or beer. A case of beer, fifth of cherry vodka or more a day.
Yeah.
A day on average, and that doesn't even include the weed, and that doesn't even include anything else that she might not ever admit to using. So,
yeah,
you're a mess, Mary. You're a mess, and the world isn't gonna come scoop you up and take care of you. I'm
Nope.
sure you'll find a couple of people that feel sorry for you, but it's never gonna be enough to scrape together to make a meaningful life. And you got to do it for yourself. Otherwise, and if everything was the way you say it was, then you probably could use some inpatient support, some residential treatment, and if it's not, you probably still could use some inpatient support and residential treatment, I'm not a religious man, Mary, but God helps those who helps themselves, and you probably could use some AA or NA because they would love to call you on your bullshit in a much more supportive way than we do on the internet. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
She's kind of like a Marla Singer to those support groups. So probably
yeah, there'd be a lot of people calling you out a lot more constructively than this. Let's put it that way.
yeah. So
yeah, she really needs to just get off the internet and get herself straightened out.
She can't. I mean, she can't leave the internet because that's where her bread and butter, like, booze money is. She's always got a grift.
yeah.
She's video diaring, but at the same time, it's like, YouTube's not a live journal.
No.
If that's what you need to do for yourself, take it elsewhere. But
Yeah, there are other places to take that.
yeah,
You mean, set up a
TikTok, but she'd be just another ordinary TikToker. She really wouldn't stand out there.
well,
well,
she doesn't stand
she
out on
would
YouTube either.
she would stand out there. Trust me.
Okay. I guess I'm wrong on that, but here.
She'd stand out there pretty significantly.
Cyber test. Mary's face looks like she could put putty on it like this. Wait a minute here. Oh shit! No, I can't play that. Never mind.
Mary, you can tell just by the way you behave and that you've been through some shit. I mean, don't get me wrong. I do think you've seen some shit, been through some shit, but at the same time, this is gonna sound cold, but that's not our problem.
Yeah.
You're waiting for the world to pick you up and carry you through and say, I have been through enough, so everyone owes me, and you should be taking care of me. And like your aunt said, since the way back she could remember, you always had this belief in your mind that it was everyone else's responsibility to take care of you so you could do what you want. But that's your biggest misconception. You want something in life, you gotta go get it. If you're gonna try to work on the charity of other human beings, well, you're gonna be piecemealing this shit together for a long period of time, and sooner or later you're gonna get so medically compromised that it's just going to work less and less, and you're just going to get more and more bitter. So it's time to hang up the old stilettos, Mary.
Yeah.
It's time to stop trying to trick and sell cans, and it's time to do something. And you know what, Mary? You know how we would know that we knew you actually got a job is that you wouldn't be on this goddamn YouTube all the time making videos. You'd be too busy for that shit.
Yeah,
living
you
your
would.
life.
You would actually be so busy that you would come home and you would just be like, "Fuck my phone! I don't want to make any videos. I want to sleep." And then then you wake up, and then you would feel better. You would feel better because you would have a job. You weren't making any of the crazy videos, so you're not getting any of the crazy comments in return. And then you have a job that you go to every day, you come home from, and then after 2 weeks, you get a nice paycheck for that. That pays for an apartment that you can have legally in your name, that pays for furniture so you don't have to worry about bugging out all the time. She limits
Mary,
herself. Yeah.
Oh yeah, she does. I mean,
Mary, I'll give you $10 for every AA token you get.
That you earn in an AA meeting. We're not talking about you.
Yep.
We're not talking about you going up to AA people and saying, "Oh, I'll give you $20 for an AA token just so you can get $10 for it." Okay.
Yeah, it does. It doesn't count if you're sucking dick to get people's AA tokens. I'm talking about getting them legitimately and working the program.
Yeah, yeah. And we'll know. ASDSS will know that you're earning them and not frauding them. Okay? So I'm gonna go back to the video.
Possible for her to have a real job, though.
Yes,
Just like it's not possible for her home to actually be hers. Not when you're a piece of shit like Mary.
yeah,
When my
Mary,
own
that's your own
family
fault.
She's also
Kind of.
talking about herself slightly in the third person. It's not dissociative identity disorder like Ashley Hatcher has, where if
No.
if you look at Ashley Hatcher, and I saw one of her videos, off stream, and I was like, she kept like, Ashley does what Ashley wants to do, and Ashley says, because she's always talking about the Ashley inside of her, like, before she became addicted to meth or whatever it is, and just became this dissociative nightmare. Mary's on that path towards dissociative identity disorder, I think.
Yeah, that is if she doesn't do anything to straighten up. I mean, a lot of the predicaments she's in right now is her own fault.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I
But
mean,
the,
it's
but the thing is that Mary, I think the toughest thing about Mary is Mary doesn't really think that she's a piece of shit. That's for us. That's for us. That's for the people that she's trying to rally around her, to take care of her, and to feel sorry for her, to co-sign and justify why she's not doing for herself.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she doesn't like tough love. You know what I mean? I mean, the only real emotion, true emotion I've ever seen her put out on a video was her headbanging video when she was talking about how she got cheated out of her inheritance and all that other stuff because she thought that money she's going to be taken care of.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what she always wanted, is be taken care of. And then when it wasn't there, that's the only time that I've seen her demonstrate legitimate, non-feigned, non-manipulative emotion.
Okay. Yeah, I do have to check out Michelle Best, I think, Jeff Vader, that they work and complain like an insane Mary and rank about shit like being unfair like oh, so it's so Michelle Best is kind of like the LolCow if we combine Mary and James in that sense. That's interesting.
boy.
I'm gonna have to look her up. All right, so
Calling into these shows, agreeing with the hateful lies.
Mary, you know what? Open invitation to you as well, like I've given to James. The link to the Discord is open to everybody, and I can sit back with my mute and let you speak with ASDSS in private if need be, and that way you two can work out whatever you need to work out and get you on a path to being better, and he can help you. I know that. And Mary, the first step is you gotta make the choice to get better yourself, and you can do that. Join us on the Discord, and we can bring you in here. We'll talk to you. We'll treat you normally. We'll treat you fairly. I won't let people. I won't let Niece Lone Wolf come in here and spout bullshit at you. Okay, I won't let anybody else spout bullshit you. I'll give you a fair shake in my Discord. Other people might not. Other people are like, "Oh, she's a LolCow. She doesn't deserve a fair shake." You know what? You're different. You've had a rough go at life. Unlike James, you have tried to just be a nice person, and then the world just shits on you at every turn, and I get that. James is the tough guy. James is, it's my way or the highway. Well, to you, you don't have a way, because for you, every way has been somebody else's way, I think. ASDSS, any thoughts on that?
Mary, I think for me it would be, not one of these, woe is me sob stories and how the world hates you and how everything's been wrong since the start. I think I really just have some just pointed questions without going into the woe is me stuff. It's okay. Woe is you. Well, when was the last time you went to treatment? You don't have to get personal about your treatment. I'm just asking, when's the last time you went to a meeting? When's the last time, if ever, that you went into treatment for your addiction? And I'm sure that a lot of people always ask you about Roberta. I'd advise you to not talk about that.
Lawyer
to be
up.
honest.
Lawyer up. We're not gonna harass you about Roberta, okay? I promise you that. What we will try to do, we'll offer you career options. We'll try to find you a job that you could actually work at. I'm sure that there are jobs that you could do that would pay you decent money, and they're not food service jobs. They're not jobs that you wouldn't have to worry about humiliating yourself at doing. You could just work nice, quiet office type jobs, and they're out there. So we'll help you find one. And if you listen to us, pretty soon, a year from now, Mayo 4 would be a movie about redemption, about how Mary Barone brought herself back from the abyss. That's the Mayo 4 that I want to see. I don't want to see a Mayo 4 that's a whole bunch of dark, depressing shit. I want to see the Mayo 4 where Mary Barone cleans up herself and, finds the courage to give up her addictions to alcohol and to, make a choice to be a better person. That's the Mayo 4 that I want, Mary. And that's the Mayo 4 that I know you're capable of doing. Okay? Melanie Hyder. May I just say that nowhere in the scriptures does it say that God helps those who help themselves. Yeah, that's kind of true. That's kind of a where does that saying come from, ASDSS? That God helps those who help themselves.
I don't know where the hell it came from. That's just something that's just something you hear all over the place in Pennsylvania. Anytime somebody's like, well, I need this, and it's like, well, God doesn't help those that help themselves.
Well,
it's not just in Pennsylvania they say that. It's over here as well.
I don't know. It's like one of those sayings. Like I don't know how it came to be, but it just came to be. So I don't know how that phrase came to be, but it just came to be also. But
Mary,
Yeah.
if you're sitting around hoping that these videos will get to some sad sap that's going to take you in,
mm-hmm.
you're going to be doing this for a long, long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That are being spread.
Oh, that reminds me.
There's no further
Hey,
proof
thank
of
you.
how abusive my family is.
That reminds me. Here, give me a moment. Here, ASDSF, if you want to rant for a moment, I got something I wanted to put up. Bobcat, no. Hey, buddy. Bobcat, I got to work. Okay, so.
Her and James would never work out either, though, because she's talking about how she never showers, and then James showers like 3-4 times a day. Like he obsessively showers. Like these two would just never work out.
Let me see if I can post up this.
No, James is. Yeah, he has his own. Well, he is rather obsessive easily.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Just a second here. Apologize for the wait. Potato.
Also, it can't be good for his skin and hair that he showers that often.
Mel, I always like Mel being in the chat because she'll always be like the devil's advocate. So Mel, there's people that have given Adrasdea money. I've seen it. I've seen her do it firsthand. Like she'll grift somebody, and then as soon as she grifts them, she's like, "Ah, you stupid fuck," and then she'll block them and like actually berate them for giving her stuff she's begging for.
Yeah.
So it's like, I mean, that's what's very interesting about her is that you would think that for the long con, I mean, she can't control herself. If she grifts somebody, she gets so excited at the grift that she loses control, and then she just goes off on the people that have tried to help her. And I think that makes it even more annoying because the people who try to help her, they feel really, really cheated. Yeah. And that's kind of how she came. That's how she came to be and be so known. That's the big reason she became to be so known. That she pissed off a lot of people. They're like, oh, this poor woman, and they try to reach out, help her, offer her help, and then she just blocks you because she doesn't want help. She just wants money so she can do whatever the fuck she wants and live the life that she wants and how she wants, and she doesn't think that anybody should tell her how to live. And you give her something, and she's more likely to bite your head off than if you don't. Yeah, because she needs you to. She needs you to feel sorry for her until you give her something, and she's like throws it right back in your face.
Because why didn't you give her more? Why didn't why did you give me $20 when you could have given me 50? Why did you give me $50 when you could have given me 100? That kind of thing. It's a never-ending loop of guilt that she puts on you for that. So
yeah, if you give her if you give her $10, she'll probably call you a stupid cunt because it wasn't enough.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know.
She's the kind of person that if you give her like, a fast food meal, a fresh fast food meal that you just bought at like a McDonald's or a Burger King, she'd be like, "Well, I could have gotten my own meal with the money." It's not about the meal, it's about the money because she wants to pocket that money for later for her weed or for her booze kind of thing. So,
Yeah, what she doesn't realize is that if she kept up the grift and didn't berate people and block them after they gave her what she wanted, she could get more money because
yeah. And
uh she would keep the long con going, and that is one of her primary mistakes.
I was with my friends when we were going to Amsterdam, and we were going through Dom Square, and there was a homeless guy, and he was kind of sitting on the corner, and he was acting like his legs weren't able to work. And one of our group, she meant well, but she was all like, "Oh, you poor man, are you warm enough? Do you have a place to sleep? Do you have enough to eat?" And about a week before you leave on your trip, the State Department will send you an email that says, whatever you do, if people approach you asking for money, don't give them any money because it's a trap. They're trying to pickpocket you. And I'm watching this. I'm watching, our friend, and she's, kind of being, charity do-gooder with this person who's pretending to be homeless. And I kind of have to break. And instead of using our radio DJ nicknames, I'm having to use our real world names. I'm like, Doug, Harry, Lisa needs our help right now. So we all just kind of grabbed her away and we just whisked her away from the homeless man. I took a 10 euro cent piece out of my pocket and I just flung it down the street. And this homeless man with his broken legs makes this miraculous recovery, and he's going scurrying after that coin because that's important to him after all. Money's important.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
what a lot of people forget is, Mary said it a bunch of times, and Mary's aunt said a bunch of times that the whole thing she's ever wanted in life was to be a star. She wanted to be an actress. She
Yeah.
wanted to be a famous actress.
Yeah.
So you got to keep that in mind when she's singing and when she's doing these videos, because she's constantly looking at herself in the videos. Like she's constantly looking at herself to gauge her own, like,
Mhm.
am I doing the sad eyes right? You know,
Exactly. Yeah.
do am I looking pitiful enough? And then
Going
she'll do
going over
like,
the checklist. Go through the checklist.
yeah.
Yeah.
But her problem is like 20 minutes later, after finishing off a little bit more of the cherry vodka, then she's like a completely different person. That's not just like a bipolar switch or anything. I mean, she's this is her, what do they call them? This is her reel. This is like her movie reel. This is her, promo reel. This is like what she would give someone if she was going for a gig, like an acting gig.
Yeah.
It's
Mary.
like,
Why isn't she?
she's got. I don't think anybody wants to be on set if you're covered in mayo and haven't showered in 4 weeks.
No. 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 No.
Then she should just shower, not be covered in mayo.
I Melanie, when you get a chance, like on a weekend and 6 hours to kill, you gotta watch the Mayo trilogy, and it will explain to you everything about what these React videos are trying to do and highlight Mary's lies and her grifting. So, um,
Yeah,
AS,
that's probably the best. That's probably the best summary if you watch those. And then there's like a YouTube channel just called, like, I think it's called like Adrasdea Revived or whatever. It's like everything she's deleted
mm-hmm,
that she didn't want people
Yeah.
to see, and there's a lot there too.
yeah. Oh,
Because
finishing that story, ASDSS, about how I had to, take a 10 euro cent piece so that we could whisk our friend away from the homeless guy. The next day in Central Station, I'm, going through the day and I find on the ground a 10 euro cent piece. So I'm like, huh, I got my money back on that. So, yeah. Anyway, go ahead. Go ahead. I'm sorry. ASD, are you still there? Yeah. Okay.
Sorry, I was just James just reposted this video that we're watching right now.
Wait.
It's just great.
Wait. He's.
Yeah, wait. He reposted this stream.
No, this Mary's video.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
It's like
Once
she's spot on.
once more, Mary is spot on. Oh.
good lord. He does. Good
Okay,
lord,
I
he
can
wouldn't-
I can be brave here. I'm gonna take a quick peek into his community tab here, because yeah,
He wouldn't know what spot on was, even if it hit him square into the face and broke his nose.
I think he wants to spot on with her. So Russian judo black belt training her throws. Check the link. No, thank you, James. See, there's Mary's video. White girl bleed a lot. What the hell? What the hell, James? The stalking allegations are BS, bro. Wait a minute. Elijah Nicola.
I got it. Yeah. James, why would you even post this? I didn't even see this the first time. That Elijah Nicola person said, "Bro, please tell me you got a bigger hog than her husband." And James responds, "I don't know if I do or not. I never saw it, but I do know that Eliana publicly stated she likes smaller penises anyway, and believed larger penises were associated with lower levels of intelligence."
Dude,
James.
Jimmy, that's
James, your autism is showing, dude.
yeah,
your
that's
autism.
that's some bullshit you made up. And yes, you we're stalking her for 7, almost 8 years, maybe more.
She looks like
Yeah.
Pam from The Office, doesn't she? I bet, yeah, because they're really close to Scranton, aren't they? They're kind of close to Scranton. So
Yeah, we're
yeah,
close. We're close to Scranton, man. We're only maybe 2 hours away from Scranton.
yeah, and she does look
Yeah.
kind of like Pam from The Office. So yeah, I can see why he would post her photo. She's,
Yeah.
but James. Okay, so
James Ward. James. Oh my god.
oh, James.
You know what, James? I have a better idea than the fights. Okay? I think that both you and Aliana should submit all of your evidence about your relationship. Everything she has, everything you have. You guys should all submit your evidence. And we will have a jury of 100 people on the
Mhm.
earth. Okay? And
Yep.
we'll find pro James people. I'm sure there's a couple. I've
Yeah.
seen a bunch. I've seen some people supporting you. And we will review the evidence and we will determine whether or not you guys had a legal friendship.
Yeah, we'll leave it up.
Yep.
We'll do it like Senate impeachment. How they vote on it directly in the Senate. We'll have 100 people, and I guess ASDSS, you'll be like the vice president on that, so you'll decide the tiebreaker on that, just in case. I don't think that there's going to be a tiebreaker. I think it's going to be a pretty unanimous verdict, or it's going to be close to unanimous. But I don't think there's going to be any kind of need for a tiebreaker. But just in case, ASDSS, I want you to break the tie. You know what I mean?
James, I think I could be extremely objective. I
Mhm.
think I really can. I will look at it.
Yeah.
But the problem is too, James, is that okay, now you're fighting about whether or not you were friends. But at least we've gotten somewhere because at least you acknowledge that you're no longer friends, which I think was the whole purpose of her going on there anyway, is just to say, okay, past is the past, but as of right now, I don't like you. I don't want anything to do with you. Could care less. So we've gotten somewhere since October, James. It's crazy that we've been talking about this since October. But we've gotten somewhere. We're making headway. But at this point, does it really matter? Does it really matter if you were friends or not? Like you posted what you got. She said what she had to say. But if it really matters, I think more importantly than, a point karate fight with AP that will never happen, I think this makes more sense. Everyone submit their evidence.
Yeah.
And we'll let the jury decide. You know what, James? If you're right, you're right. And we'll say, hey, you know what? Ileana, you kind of let him on, and it was a little fucked up. I mean, I think that people would agree to that if there's more to what you have there. You know, the problem with what you have there is that all the dates are just dates. It's just like September 3rd, 8:59 p.m. of what fucking year?
Yeah.
You know, was this all?
Yeah.
Was this all in the span of like 3 months? You know, like it's the same picture for most of it. It's I don't know, James. And
Yeah.
like Eliana said, when she had her big community Facebook page, she was nice to anybody that would follow her because all she wanted was followers. So she would, you know, cuddle up to everybody. You know, she was willing. She was big girl enough to admit that. So, you know, I don't know, James. You know
Okay, Jeff, did you see what Jeff posted in the chat just now about a better idea?
what?
Uh,
Shit.
yeah, but yeah, we'll definitely get something like that going, Jeff. You know, that's a
Oh
really
yeah.
good idea. So, all right, yeah, we checked in on Andy. He's doing good. So, as good as be expected with that armpit wound of his. But
I like it, Jeff. I like it.
yeah, that is a good idea.
But
Yeah.
I think that that's a much better idea because you can just solve it once and for all. And honestly, that's something that's more important to him than Cobra Kaiing with fucking AP. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
He would lose big time,
Yeah.
I mean,
hands down.
in the end, that's all he really wants is he wants proof.
It,
You know, he wants to plead his case. He's got a bunch of screenshots. Some
if
of it in his context, some of it could be misleading, I guess. I can understand how it could be misleading to a person with James' condition. But I also seen stuff like Ileana has posted where there's just, you know, hundreds of messages that are like, you know, go with being just weird and then just being ironic
mm-hmm.
and then just being angry. And that's just some of it. You know, that's not even all of what she's got. So I don't know. You know, the problem with them is the timeline. I mean, you're trying to go through over half a decade of shit. I mean, you know, I can see why James saved certain screenshots. It's the things that kept him going.
Yeah.
You know, it's the love letters in his mind that kept the fantasy going.
I know.
So
Yeah.
I don't know. It would. Well, let me ask you, Vance. If you're on the spectrum, you got those messages from this girl, and you think she's really attractive, and you're
Yeah.
finding her on
I've
the
saved
things of
them.
your
I've
interest.
I've saved things like that.
Right.
Yeah. I've saved things like that before because in my mind I've said to myself, this isn't real. This does, you know, this can't be happening to me. I need a screenshot to reinforce this in me. See, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I mean, every person that I've ever met that have a similar situation as James have done the very similar things to just varying degrees.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but most people keep it private. A lot of the people I work with on the spectrum that are very high functioning do it. It's just to them, it's personal. They don't throw it out on the internet for the fucking world to see like James has done. Like he just took it to like this whole extra level of shamelessness, you know?
Right.
And he lacks self-awareness on top of his dysfunction, you know, with social interaction. And you get this, you know, you get this shit show.
Yeah. All right. Back to Mary.
Anybody who isn't like them would be able to see how nasty it is to spread lies like that about your family members, especially when they're sick and struggling. But they've lied about me my whole life. They've always said that, you know, there's nothing wrong with Mary.
No, that I don't believe
No.
because Aunt Kathy, she said it before. She said it on this stream on Christmas Day. She said it on Irate Prostate stream that, you know, they knew something was wrong with you, Mary. and they were trying to get you help, and you refused them at every turn. You screamed, you carried on that it wasn't you that was having the problem, it was everybody else, Mary. So how can you turn around and claim that, your family said that they never knew about your mental illnesses when it was very clear from looking at you even back then that you had some kind of issues with your anger at the very least?
And Mary, working with a lot of people who have bipolar disorder, when the mood shifts start and they have like that first episode, anyone that, cares about someone who tries to get them help or tries to control them or limit sets them when they're trying to engage in a lot of, risky behavior, like a lot of risk taking,
Mhm.
it almost always ends the same way, where the person, whether it be their father, their uncle, their grandfather, their foster father, whoever it is, or mother, or both, or whatever, that there's this, accusation that comes that they were sexually assaultive and all these other things, because when the mania comes for the first time, it is something that most people don't understand. And what's interesting is that when people get into recovery and they get into, they get stabilized on the medication and they go to therapy, it's later on down the line that they say, well, it felt like rape because I felt like they were raping my mind. Because when the mania hits for the first time, that's what it kind of feels like.
Mhm.
It feels like, because people are talking and you have all these thoughts flying through your mind with the racing thoughts and everything else. And it feels like that the things that people are saying are intruding and penetrating, your mind. And
Yeah.
they report that it feels like a sexual assault. That's the closest thing that they can make it feel like, because of the panic and the fear and the imposition of it all. So, and I'm not trying to discount that whether or not you've ever had any abuse in your life. But what I am saying is that there are points in time where it can feel that way when people are trying to force you to do the right thing and you don't want to because you're manic and you just don't want to follow the rules. You just want to do what you want to do when you want to do it and you don't give a shit.
Yeah.
So it's hard, Mary, because like I can tell when you're acting, and I know that a lot of it you're acting. And will anyone ever really know the truth? Probably not. And I think that that's going to be frustrating for you and probably the entire internet that covers you for God knows how long, because they're never going to really get to the bottom of it. They're not. It's always a mystery.
Okay. So yeah, open
Yeah.
invite, Mary. If you want, come in here. We'll let you and ASDSS talk. We can even set up a special private Discord that only you and he would be able to talk on, so that way nobody else has to worry about you being overheard or anything like that. We'll give you privacy for whatever therapy you need on this, Mary. We're trying to help you. We're trying to help rebuild your life because we don't want to see you spiral into, oblivion like you're doing. We want to see you come back from that abyss. So I'm rare.
Yeah.
I'm rare in that I'm one of the few streamers that will play her videos and try to give like an optimistic hope to her, because I'm like, trying to say that there are jobs. If there are jobs that, could hire Sam Stutler, and he is like, probably way higher up on the spectrum than any of them. He's higher on the spectrum than James, put it that way. If he could get a job, James can get a job and Mary can get a job is what I'm saying. So,
Yeah, yeah, I hope she takes the invitation, but
mhm.
it's a kind of tiny hope, but I don't think she will do it because she seems to be very paranoid that everyone's out to get her because
Yeah.
honestly, she's rather stupid and doesn't understand when people are generally just fucking with her or when they actually trying to help her. It's like she can't discern whether people are trying to help her or not.
Mhm. The first day on December 18th when we were doing the Adrasdea for the first time, she did come visit us in the chat. somebody told her about this, and she must have gotten the idea, oh, this is probably, some more people that I can grift and I can take advantage of. And then she quickly came to the realization that no, these were people who had seen the AP documentary, and these were people who were well aware of what her scams were, and they were just basically trying to let other people know about them. So she has visited the
Yeah.
chat before. So
Mary,
Yeah.
if you do go to treatment and you don't show your therapist your YouTube channel, then you're not working treatment at all. You're not
yeah.
working your mental health treatment at all. Because I'm
She's
Oh,
working it for the pills, I think. I think we lost ASDSS because his connection.
yeah. Discord can be a little fucky when it
I
comes to
know.
that.
Yeah, but yeah, she's working it for the pills, I think. She says what she needs to say, and then she comes out of the therapy session with like a prescription for whatever pills that she needs. So, but
Yeah, one of the things that always bothered me about how when she talks in her videos, especially when she tries to do the woe is me
hmm
shit, is that her cadence, how she talks, seems off. It's like she almost gets to the pity tone and then something, it just never gets there where you really feel legit
yeah,
sorry for her. It's just, she just can't get that real cry tone in her voice, or that pity me tone in her voice, or anything like that. She just can't get it. It just never reaches that point.
yeah,
It, oh yeah, he probably
yeah.
his internet probably
He,
borked.
yeah, it worked for him. He'll be able to
He'll
come
be
back.
back.
So
Yeah,
yeah.
but the when Mary tries to do the pity voice, it just always comes off as wrong, is not quite there.
It's this kind of sad voice. It just kind of, it's just kind of trailing, and it just kind of makes you want to put your fingers in your ears, because it's just got that sad tone to it that just grates on you. And if you're a Mark, and if you've never met Mary, and you don't know her scam, you don't know the scam that she's playing when she uses this tone of voice, then she can take all the money that she wants out of your wallet at that point.
And then she'll block you and call you a retard for giving her money, which is like counterproductive when you
hmm
want to scam people for money. It's like you want to not block them and laugh in their face.
Mary, you would make a horrible pro dom. You would make a horrible financial dominatrix because
Oh yeah. Oh
oh
yeah.
oh God, I mean, could you imagine men wanting to be financially dominated by Mary?
She wouldn't
It,
be able to do it. I think she's too much of a sub.
she is, yeah, she's a fin sub. Oh
Fin
God,
sub?
financial submissive.
Ah.
Like a play on Findom.
Ah.
Yeah, but God, Mary, that no, no. Men are supposed to be the fin subs, okay? Not you. You're supposed to be the one, like with like a square reader on your phone at this point saying, "Swipe the card, bitch." So,
Yeah, she's I mean, I think Virtue is right when he calls, probably more than likely right when he calls her a stupid sociopath.
yeah, yeah. Um malingering is what, cuz she likes to stay much longer than she's welcome to. She just hangs around and hangs around and hangs around, and finally, when you finally tell her off, oh, well, do you really want me to leave kind of thing? So,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, term is Findom. She's a Grovpop sub.
No,
Uh,
she's too much of a sub to like anything to be anywhere near anything Dom.
well, um, she's in the right area for it. I mean, Los Angeles is kind of it's like the next to Las Vegas in terms of like freakishness. The BDSM community. She
Mm.
there's areas in Los Angeles she would fit right in if she would just kind of clean herself up a little bit and
Yeah,
yeah. But
yeah. I mean, she doesn't seem to get that if she just worked a little bit on herself,
mhm.
she would be much better off. Shower regularly. Doesn't have to be every day, but shower regularly, clean up um in her apartment, whether she's squatting or not, I don't really give a shit. Just don't like that she lies about it and many other things.
M-
And
m-
then rent
ASDSS
out.
is back with us. I see.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he
Oh,
is.
okay. Maureen would say, that Mary needs to take off this pink choker crystal thing that she's got because the fabric is just, catching all kinds of sweat. It's catching all kinds of like
Yeah.
skin cells. It's starting to smell. She doesn't hardly clean it. So, uh,
Yeah, what she should do is probably get um a metal hook or something like that to put around it so she put it tied around so she can easily unhook and hook it.
yeah, a chain, like a little 10 karat gold chain, something like that. Maybe costs like what, $20. Yeah, I've hi Pablo, hey Healer Inc.
Yeah, yeah, and the metal chain would last a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah, would be a lot better.
it would. It wouldn't catch the sweat. It wouldn't catch the body odor on that. She could keep it clean. But
Yeah, and
then she runs the risk of somebody, like grabbing it and yanking it. But you know,
yeah, if she keeps it that short, and if it's a thicker chain,
hmm
then it snapping isn't all that likely unless the closing mechanism in the neck is weaker.
yeah. I think that, Mary could probably benefit if she went to like the thrift stores and looked for like costume jewelry and like little 10-cent pieces of jewelry and stuff like that. You could
Oh
find
yeah, yeah,
yeah, you could find like all kinds of necklaces that you could craft out and just attach that crystal to. And then
yeah,
it would
exactly.
look 100 times better than that pink fabric thing that she's got on her all the time. So,
Yeah, and again, she will be able to take it on and off.
mhm. Exactly.
And she could find a chain that is just as short or as long as she wishes.
Exactly. Yeah.
And the third thing she needs to do, stop shaving and dyeing your goddamn hair, you dumb broad.
Yeah.
It's in terms of looks, it's just doing her no favors. And if she wanted anyone to pity her or something like that, having that kind of edgy look, no, no. If she really wants to have that pity look, yeah, wash up, grow her hair, stop dyeing it. Oh, and for the love of God, do something about those fucking eyebrows.
Nah,
Fucking hell.
I don't
Just
know.
thin them out a little bit, just at the very bottom, just by the
Sculpt them.
brow bone. Yeah, just sculpt it a little bit, just that bottom part.
Mm-hmm.
Just sculpt that a little bit.
Yeah.
I guarantee it wonders.
Yeah.
Right now,
She's got the
she does.
George Burns eyebrows going. I
Yeah, and in
can't
terms
see it.
of pain, once you pluck your eyebrows a few times, you get used to it. You pretty much just yank the
Yeah.
yank the nerve and or nerving things out.
Yeah.
But yeah, just sculpt the eyebrows just above the brow bone.
Mm-hmm.
That'll do wonders for the cute give me money, woe is me look. And yeah, grow your hair out, bitch. It's
Mm-hmm.
that edgy look is no, no. No one would take pity on you with that.
No, they wouldn't. No.
So
She
yeah,
doesn't.
shaving like that, it's like that's how you signal to people, leave me the fuck alone.
Yeah.
Don't give me anything. I can do everything on my own. That's what she's signaling right now, with not doing anything with her eyebrows or shaving parts of her head, leaving only parts of it long, and all that kind of jazz. That's what she's signaling. She's signaling, leave me alone. I can do shit on my own. Don't help me.
Mm-hmm.
That is what she's signaling.
Yeah. So.
Have any mental health issues. Nobody did anything. It's all just manipulation. It's not possible for my family to admit that I needed help when I was just a little kid, but they denied me. It's not possible for them to admit that my mental health issues are real, that the things that I've been through are real. They have to discredit me.
No, we discredit you when you're lying, Mary. That's what you discredit yourself more than we discredit you. You discredit yourself through your lying. Okay? We've caught you many, many times in your lies. You discredit yourself more than we do.
Have to tear me down as far as possible to make sure that even if people hear me,
Well, if you build yourself up through your lies, of course we're going to tear you down, Mary.
they won't believe me. Where do you go when you know that nobody will ever believe you, no matter what it is that you're doing? I could go for a walk and say I'm going for a walk, and people would make videos saying she's not really going for a walk. Nothing I do matters. Nothing I do is solid or real. It can all be taken and torn down by people with more viewers, who are more believable simply because they have repeated over and over again that I'm a liar. I haven't lied.
Yes, you have, Mary. Yes, you have. We've caught you lying. You lied when you said Roberta Laws was pregnant when she was murdered. That was definitely a lie. The medical reports verified that she was not pregnant. So when you just said you didn't lie and you've never lied, you're lying right now to us right now. We've just caught you in yet another lie, Mary. Mary, why are you filling us with lies when, you just stop making these videos, start living a normal life by getting a job instead of doing the pity grift on people all the time?
But nobody will ever believe that.
Yeah. Q Rollins liar on that. Anyway, ASDSS, any final thoughts on this?
No.
Just a resounding no.
Lady Justice, any thoughts from you on this?
Yeah, she. again, like I said, she's got the extremely wrong look to attract people to help her out in her grift. And she needs to start taking her care of her body because when you look healthy and you look kind of cute and have yours, you just fix your eyebrows a little bit, sculpt them a little bit. People will be more likely to help you even if you're a 4 or 3.
No, exactly.
Um, and she's also more likely to get help. A little bit cute, and then she still takes care of herself.
Hmm.
She's more likely to have someone take pity on her. But the whole "I never lie," the whole I've no one's gonna believe me. No, Mary. Everybody lies. I've lied. I will tell lies in the future. Everyone's done
Yeah, Mary. We've all told lies, especially when we're young. But you learn to not tell lies anymore. You learn to start telling the truth, and then once you start telling the truth, and once you repeatedly start telling the truth, then people start taking you more and more seriously on that. Okay.
Yeah, actually, that reminds me of something I learned as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
That there was this one time where I broke some of my mom's fine chinas that she had on the display. And this was while she was at work. And when she came home, I sort of came up kind of a little bit it's like worried, nervous, and everything, and said, "Mom, I'm terribly sorry. I accidentally broke this and this cup and saucer." Yeah, she got angry with me, but not nearly as angry as if she just found out without me telling her, and you know she'd had to go around and find out who accidentally broke it.
Yeah.
And she actually said, "You know what? I'm glad you told me. Yeah, I'm a little angry you broke it. I'm also sad that it broke, but you know, good that you told me. You still have to take a bit of punishment for this, but you know, I'll forgive you and everything." And that's when I learned, you know what? Telling the truth gives me a more lenient
Mm-hmm.
sentence, quote unquote, than if I had lied.
Yeah.
I've lied as a kid about doing stuff, and that got me quite bam punishment, and a really harsh one at that too, for
Yeah.
me as a kid. But telling for me, that's when I started to learn. You know what? Telling the truth, yeah, people will go more lenient on me when I tell the truth,
Mm-hmm.
even if I was, yeah, even though I broke something or something else.
Yeah, it's like I sometimes if I've screwed up on a call at work, I would say to, like my managers, I would say, "Hey, you know what? If you're going to pull this call, I'm going to tell you about it now. I'd rather you hear about it now than have you find out later and have you confront me about it." So there and the managers are like, "Yeah, thank you for, being open and honest about that." And that actually kind of helps me, kind of build up to be a better, worker at that. So,
Yeah,
huh.
and people will also trust you more
Mhm.
and give you, yeah, they will give you more responsibility, but that's because they trust you to be open and honest. And
Yeah.
yeah, it actually, if Adrasdea was open, and said, "You know what, yeah, I want money for booze and weed."
She said that. She has said that before. She usually only does that pity grift like around New Year's, and she did that like about a week ago. She has done those kinds of videos. Those get her even less money than any of the other videos. So, uh,
Yeah, that would probably be short term.
yeah.
This is something that need. Though, to be fair, if you don't show that you want to do, will do something particular for that money, then yeah, of course, people are gonna do even less for it. I mean, if you say, you know what, yeah, I'm seeking for, I want money for weed and booze,
Hmm.
not the most glamorous thing to seek money for, but here I'll do this in exchange. Like for instance, uh, going out and doing 3 cartwheels or something like that, or belly flops or whatever.
Yeah,
Just something a little bit entertaining in exchange for that.
yeah. JS has a great final thought for our chat here. Her confidence/ego is rewarded when somebody donates due to her lies. Remember when you were a kid and got away with a lie? Mary is that to the nth degree. Exactly.
Yes, she is.
Exactly. Yeah,
She
yeah.
is.
Right. Yeah, she is exactly that. Well, Lady Justice, thank you for being part of the voice. ASDSS, thank you as well. Everybody in the chat, thank you for another wonderful episode of Rocknar's LolCow Ranch. And